Good afternoon, 7th graders. Mr. Long here. I'm recording this video to go over what we covered in the lesson and to give you visual and audio directions to the homework that you are responsible for. So here I am at our Google Classroom page. If you want to get to the new assignment and the materials, you will need to scroll down and you'll see a post by Miss Collier that says, "Good morning and welcome back for 2020, class meeting today at 11:01. The instructions clearly state that today we are going to begin to cover the non-fictional article, Deadly Hits. In covering the non-fiction article, Deadly Hits, we did not read it today. We went over vocabulary and we went over text features. And if you notice on the page, there's two PDFs for the vocabulary and one PDF for text features. So we're going to quickly go over the vocabulary. There are 9 vocabulary words: coma, feverishly, frantic, glamorize, implement, initial, scrutiny, sustain, and traumatic. There is a brief definition for each vocabulary word. If you click out of that, you will also see that there's another PDF with longer definitions and examples for each vocabulary word. At the end of this vocabulary sheet, there are short multiple choice questions. You should complete the multiple choice questions 1 to 7. Choose the word that is most similar in meaning to each word in bold. So the first example is initial. Well, I know that initial means first or to begin, so I would pick original as my answer. You should also do the same with questions 2 to 7. Then there's questions 8 to 12. In each pair of bold-faced words, underline the word that best completes the sentence. For example, question 8, Christina made a frantic dash for the departing school bus, or Christina made a traumatic dash for the departing school bus. Well, I know that frantic means in a worried or hurried manner, and I know that traumatic means emotional damage. So I would pick frantic as the correct answer for number 8. Meaning Christina made a frantic dash for the departing school bus. I would circle frantic. Keep in mind that this worksheet has already been printed out for you in your take-home folder. So if you do not want to work on the digital material that Ms. Collier posted for you, there is a printed out version in your folder. You have to do questions 1 to 7, 8 to 12 for your vocabulary. Now, if we look at the text features PDF, I didn't mean to do that. If we look at the text features PDF, there's 4 questions. Each question should be answered in complete sentences. So the first question reads, read the headline and subheading and study the image on pages 4 and 5. What mood do these features create? In our discussion, we talked about how mood is the feeling or emotion behind an article or text. Now, headlines, subheadings, images, these are just examples of text features. We've covered text features before, so this is more of a review. But also, I like how this worksheet gives you a definition of what text features are, just as a reminder. Authors use text features to bring attention to important details. In a nonfiction article, text features include titles, subheadings, photos, captions, charts, and maps. So what this first question is asking you to do is to look at a few different text features. You're looking at the headline, you're looking at subheadings, and you're looking at images. So to answer that question, what I would do is I would actually open up the article, or you have the article printed out, so you can do that too, but I'm going to click on here. So I'm looking at the heading, and the heading itself is deadly, that H is right there, hits. So just from the heading, I'm thinking deadly hits. That sounds like a serious kind of situation, kind of a serious or negative mood going on right there. I would also look at the subheadings. Playing through pain is a subheading. We know it's a subheading because it's a bolded word that comes before a bunch of paragraphs. So we got playing through the pain, ticking time bomb, second impact injuries, what if, the road to recovery. All of these headings and subheadings kind of give us an idea or a preview to what the article is going to be about. We also notice a few of the images, like a football player being tackled. That's serious. We've got a kid and his family. They seem happy. We've got an image of a, well, it did just say pages 4 to 5. Excuse me. So we got a football player kneeling down. So overall, looking at those subheadings, the headline and the images, what kind of emotion is behind that text feature, those text features? Number 2, read the infographic on page 8. Why might the author have chosen to include this feature? So an infographic is basically almost what it says in the word. It gives information, info, in a graphic, which is pretty much a bunch of images. So I can actually show you where that is. If you go to the article, either the digital article or the article we printed out for you, you scroll down to page 8. This is the infographic. What to know about concussions. And the author gives a lot of information in this infographic. It gives statistics, it gives what happens, and it gives some other fun facts about concussions. And so why would the author include this information? Question number 3. Read the sidebar on page 7. What does this information help you understand about head impacts? Well, when I think about a sidebar, I think maybe there's a text feature on the left or right of the page. In this case, though, the sidebar is actually at the bottom of page 7. So I'm scrolling down, and boom, I'm on page 7, and here we have the sidebar, brain disease and professional football. So how does this little sidebar, this like little two paragraphs, what does that tell you about head impacts? And that's how you're going to answer question number 3. Finally, we have question number 4. Read the subheadings in the article. Based on your preview of the article, write one sentence predicting what the article will be about. Now, I kind of already covered the subheadings when we talked about question number 1, but the subheadings, there's 5 of them. And we've actually done this a lot in class when we were doing our argument essays, looking at subheadings and going, what's the main idea or key detail for that section? So what you need to do is you actually need to go back into the article and look at all the subheadings, playing through the pain, ticking time bomb, second impact injuries, what if, and the 5th subheading, the road to recovery. And based on those subheadings, you have to think and go, what is this article going to be about? And I'll just give you a brief overview of how I would do it. I'm only going to go over the first 2 subheadings, but just from this first subheading, 3 words, playing through the pain, that word playing comes to mind. I'm thinking, okay, well, this article is probably going to be about playing a sport. And I see the word pain, I'm thinking someone's going to get hurt in this sport. So just from that first subheading, my mind is going, okay, this article is probably about sports injuries. And I'm going down to this next subheading, ticking time bomb. What's that even mean? Well, I know that a bomb is something that explodes. So maybe these sports injuries are really, really serious. It's not like someone's just spraining an ankle. Maybe something really, really bad's happening, and it's just a matter of time before it gets worse. So see how I'm just looking at the subheadings. I'm not even reading the article. I'm just looking at the subheadings, and I'm trying to make a guess at what the article is going to be about. Second impact injuries. Ooh, maybe when the people get hit again, it gets worse. This another subheading, what if? I'm not even sure how to guess about that. What if? I mean, I guess they're trying to predict what might happen to these athletes that get hurt. A lot of ideas coming just from looking at just a few of these words. And road to recovery. Well, I know the word recovery means to get better. So maybe it's really hard to get better after these sports injuries happen. So just from looking at the subheadings, I'm kind of thinking about the one sentence I'm going to write about this article. So I might say, this article is about sports injuries and blank, 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 blank. But I'm just writing one sentence, and that's all we're expecting, just one sentence on what you think the article is going to be about based off of those subheadings. And that's how you would answer question 4. Now, this has also been printed out for you, so you have a physical copy of this in your folder, but you can also just take a copy of this and you can write your answers in a document or write your answers down on a sheet of paper in your notebook if you lost that copy, and send a picture with your phone. Okay? I am going to be meeting with people on Tuesday, April 21st, starting at 8 a.m. And I'll be available from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. for anyone that missed the lesson or for anyone that wants extra help with this assignment. So just to reiterate, just to restate, you should complete the text feature worksheet for questions 1 to 4 and complete the vocabulary worksheet for questions 1 to 12. And I will be available to help you from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Tuesday. That's tomorrow morning. All right. And if you have any other questions, you can always email me or Ms. Collier. All right. Hope to see you guys soon.